Okay, so this is the video recording of the part 2 of the Elmo Reviewer. Okay, so this one here is going to be a quite long discussion. This involves all the problem solving in the 2024 Elmo. Well, just in case that I will make some mistakes later on, okay, please forgive me. It's already midnight, oh no, past midnight. And just in case I will make mistakes, please forgive me because it's going to be hard if I will keep on repeating the video. Okay. Hopefully, I will not make any mistake. Okay, so number 31 here. So once participated in the 5 kilometer race last year, and then he ran for 31 and 1/5 minute last year, and then this year he ran 27 and 7/12. The question here is how much shorter. Okay, so it's definitely what you do is what basic subtraction. Okay, so I haven't loaded this one yet. Sorry. What we will just do here is just subtraction. Okay. So we will have here 31. It's quite small. Okay. We'll have here 31. It's still small. How come? 6. This one. 31 and 1/5, right? Minus 27 and 7/12. Okay. This one is quite easy, right? However, if we will subtract, if we will match them, we're gonna be having a problem later on, right? Because 1/5 is smaller than 7/12. So what do we do is we have to let the 1/5 borrow 1 from 31. So it's gonna be what? It's gonna be now 30 plus 1 and 1/5 minus 27 and 7/12. This one here, you can transform this one as what? 30 and or plus 6/5. Because this one here, you can transform this mixed fraction into a improper fraction. I mean, an improper fraction. Okay? And then we have here minus 27 and 7/12. That one. So we can match them already. So we will have here the whole number versus another whole number. So 30 minus 27. That is going to be, of course, 3. Right? And then next is what? We will have to work on the fraction. 6/5 minus 7/12. Okay, let's just use cross multiplication here. What do we do is 6 times 12. That's gonna be what? 72. Operation is minus. 5 times 7 is 35. Okay, and then over 5 times 12 is 60. So you will have here 37/60. Right? Now, okay, take note. Let's go back with the question. How many seconds shorter? Okay, take note that the one we subtracted here is actually in terms of minutes. Right? So, that means we have here two portions, the 3 minutes and the 37/60 minutes. Take note that every minute there are how many seconds? 60 seconds. So both of them, both the 3 and then the 37/60, we need to multiply both of them by 60. Why? Again, because these two here are in terms of minutes. Now we need to have a result. This is gonna be 180. This is gonna be, of course, 37. This one here is already in terms of seconds. Okay, and actually, that's the one being as. If you will combine these two, we will have 217, and that is our final answer. It means to say that we have here 217. So we need 217 seconds. I mean, the answer is 217 seconds. If we're good, I'm gonna try to make it a bit quicker because the discussion is gonna be a bit long. Okay, so next one, you can just pause first the video and then read it, please. The question here is asking about how many liters fuel does the machine needs. Okay, this one here is actually what? It's about ratio and proportion. Okay, so it says here that every 270 ml, that corresponds, you can use that one for 1 hour. By the way, this one here, we have to be consistent. This one here is the amount of fuel in ml is to number of hours. So on the other hand, this should be the same format also. ml, for the amount of fuel, is to the number of hours. The other pair, we have here 2 hours and 12 minutes. Okay, 2 hours and 12 minutes. So 2 hours and 12 minutes. I'm gonna write that 12 over 60. Sir, why? Because, okay, take note it says here, this is in terms of ml, this is hour. We have to be very consistent. Okay, take note that the 12 there is minutes, and that minute there, we need to convert that into hour. Okay, so let's just focus first on this one here. So we have 12 seconds divided by 60. We need to divide by 60 because again, that 12 minutes, I mean in every hour, there are 60 minutes, right, in total. So as a portion, this one we can simplify. This is gonna be what? Divided by 6, we will have 2 over 10. It's gonna be what? 0.2. It means to say that 12 minutes is equal to 0.2 hours. So it means to say this one here, the one given here, this should be 2 hours. This one, 0.2. 2.2 hours. Now, the one being asked is how many liters. That's why this is the one we're looking for. We can represent that one as first as a variable x, your favorite variable. And then the rule of ratio and proportion, we have here the means and the extremes. 1 times x is x. And then we have here 270. Okay? Multiplied with 2.2. You can just try it on your own. But that one, 2.70 times 2.2, that should be 594. And this one here, okay, take note that in our ratio proportion, the product of your means and the product of your extremes, they should be equal. They should be the same. Now, what are we looking for here? The amount of fuel. And again, that's our x a while ago. I need to say the answer. It's x already, the 594 ml. Okay. Again, in terms of ratio proportion, just be consistent with the units. I mean, with the positioning. Next. You can read it first on your own. You can pause the video. Again, I'm just trying to make it a bit shorter. Okay, next one. I'll solve already. This one here is still about ratio and proportion. Okay. So it says here that using 300 grams, okay, this is grams of garlic, okay, that's the garlic, you can make 21.25 kilograms of kimchi. This is the ratio of garlic is to kimchi. Now, the question is looking for how many grams of garlic. The one we're looking for here is G. It means to say the G is missing, okay? So is equal to G is to K. If you can follow. Now, is the K given? That should be given, okay? The K here is 51. The G, again, that is the one we are looking for. Because it's not in the given. Actually, that's the one being asked. How many grams of garlic? Now, again, just apply the one we learned a while ago. Product of means and extremes. Okay? So, 21.25 times x, definitely it's going to be 21.25 x, and then 300 times 51, that should be, okay, 153 followed by 2 zeros. Okay, now I mean to say, again, the means and the extremes should be the same. I mean to say that 21.25 x is equal to 15,300. Okay, and if you will solve for x, what do you do here is, again, you need to make it what? Positive and solo, the one I taught you last time. So divide this by 21.25, both sides. Okay, what's gonna happen? Cancel. X is equal to, okay, this one here, just to shorten the solution, okay, you can just use calculator here first, but again, you should practice this one manually. But just to shorten the video itself, if you will divide this, you should have 720, and that's the one we're looking for. That's the number of, the answer is actually what? In grams. Okay, any question, please? We're good here. Okay, next, this should be 720. Next one, let's have 34. Number 34, okay, read first. You can again pause the video, analyze first on your own. Okay, now let's answer already. Again, this one is still about ratio and proportion, but the best way we can approach this is, if there's a mixed fraction, convert it directly into a mixed fraction. This one here, the 2 and 1/4, is also the same as 9/4. Okay, so it says there, again, this should be consistent. Okay, this is the area, amount of paint. This is area. The one you're looking for is amount of paint. Okay, so the pattern here, the template is going to be what? Area is to amount of paint. So the area on the first one is 9/4, and the paint used is 3/5 liters. Right? That should be the same as, again, in the same format, area is to amount of paint. Okay, so this one here, the one given is the area. Okay, we have the 150, and the one being s is the amount of paint. Okay, so that means to say this one is our x. That's the missing value. Again, they take note, means, extremes, they should be the same. So 3/5, okay, times 50, times 150 is going to be 150 divided by 5 is 30, times 3 is 90. This is 90, and this is 9/4 times x is 9/4x, or 9x/4. It's the same thing. Okay, anyway, so I guess we can just do it as 9x/4. Again, either way, they're just the same thing. Now, it means to say, again, that our means and extremes should be the same, should be equal. That's the rule of ratio and proportion. So we have here now 9x/4 is equal to 90. What do you do here is to multiply both sides by 4/9. So why? So that we can cancel out the 9. We can cancel out the 4. Okay. Now, what's going to be left on the left side is x is equal to, okay, 90 divided by 9 is 10. Okay. Times 4 is 40. So x is 40. Okay. This one here should be 40. 40 liters. Any questions so far? What am I asking? Sorry. Okay. I hope we're good here, everyone. Okay, next. Let's go to number 35. Okay. Read first the question. Again, you can post first. Okay. So this one here, take note, this is about what? Interest. And we know that for us to calculate for interest, the formula is what? Interest is equal to the principal multiplied by the rate multiplied by time. Okay. The question here is sum of principal and the interest. When you say principal, it's the initial amount that you deposited here. It's also the 400. Okay. So this is gonna be I is equal to $400, right? Times, when you say R, that's the rate. This is the R. However, that one is in percentage. It should be what? In decimal. Mean to say, okay, take note that the 6.5%, it's 6.5, right? You have to move that 1, 2. So it's gonna be equal to 0.065. So times 0.065 times the last one is time. Okay, it says there after 1 year, so times 1. Okay, if it's after 2 years, times 2. Okay, now if you will multiply this, we should have, excuse me, an interest that is what? Equal to $26. Now the question is the sum, okay, say sum addition, right, of your interest and your, sum of your principal and your interest. Again, the principal is $400. The interest is $26. If you combine that, $426. I hope we're good so far here. Next one. Let's go to number 36. Okay, read first the question, please. Again, you can pause first for you to read and analyze on your own before you answer. Okay, now Alex has candy here, and then it was distributed to Bella and to Connor. And let's put this one here because we're actually dealing here with ratio and proportion. Now, the ratio between the number of candy between Bella and Connor is 4:3. Okay, that 4:3 actually, that depends. That could be what? That could be like 8:6. It could be 12:9, like that. Okay, it's proportion. Now, the thing here is that it says there that Bella has 3 more. Okay, take note that this one also can be written as 4x is to 3x. That's how it works. Now, it says there that Bella has 3 more. What does it mean to say? Again, the one of Bella is 4x. The one of Connor is 3x. Now, it's when it says that Bella has 3 more, it means to say that what? For this 2 to be equal, you need to add 3 more. Okay? To Connor. Again, why? Or sorry, the other analysis here is this. Oops. Where are we? Sorry. The other analysis here is that when we subtract, okay, because it says there that Bella has 3 more. The Bella has 4x. Connor has 3x. If you subtract that, that will be 3. Because it says that Bella has 3 more. So, you know, on the left side, we will have here 4x minus 3x. It's going to be x is equal to 3. Okay. Now, the question is, how much or how many candies that Alex have originally? Again, x is 3, right? So, if x is 3, 4 times 3 is 12, and 3 times 3 is 9. Mean to say that originally, the number, originally, Alex has how much? 12 plus 9? That is 21 candies. Okay, next. Read first the question, please. Okay, you can pause first the video, and then now let's answer already. Let's say we have here, the given will say that the ratio between male is to female is what again? 8 is to 9. Okay, and then the other one, the other ratio is that this one, it also mentioned that the ratio of those who wear glasses and those who do not. Okay, so I'll just put here glasses and then no glasses. The ratio is what? 2 is to 7. Assuming that 72 male students wear glasses. Okay, so 72 already. Okay, 72 male wear glasses. And it says that 72 is what? That 72 is already what? That 72 is already 25% of all the male students. So when you say 25%, it's like 1/4, right? So it means to say 1/4 of all the boys is 72. Now, when you say 1/4, it's like you cut something into 4, right? You divided something into 4. So it means to say if 72 is just 1/4, to get the whole thing, you have to multiply this by 4. Now 72 times 4 is gonna be 288. This 288 here is the total number of male students, because the 1/4 of, or 25% of 288 is 72. Okay, that will leave us that this one here, the total male is 288. Now that is what? That 288 is equivalent to 8 portion. So what do we do is, let's try dividing 288 by 8. So we have here 288. Let's divide it with 8. So 8 is going to be 3. 24. For 8, it's going to be 3. Okay. Are you sure? No. That should be what? That should be 6. Oh my god, we can see. That should be 36, right? So 6 times 8 is 48. Already sleepy. Now, what I'm saying here is that every portion in this ratio, proportion here, every one portion is equivalent to 36. Again, take note, this is 8 portion. Now, if every portion is 36 and you have 9, so 9 times 36, that will be equal to 324. Right? So it means to say here that this one here should be 324. Okay? Now, if we will check now the total number of students, if we will add 288 and 324, we'll have here 2 carry 1, 1 carry 1, we'll have 612. Okay? The total number of students, okay? Total, like overall, both male and female students equals 612 when we add this. Okay? Now, going already or focusing already on those who are wearing glasses, 2 portions, okay? So in total, how many portions do we have between wearing glasses and no glasses? In total is 9 portions. What do we do is we divide, again, there are already 612 in total. Let's divide that into 9 portions. Okay, if we will divide that, okay, this one should be 612 divided by 9. My, my mental is not working right now. So 612 divided by 9. We are going to have here 6, right? 6 times 9 is going to be 54. Subtraction. It's going to be 7. So 68. Right? It means that every portion here is equal to 68. Now let's focus here. If that is 68, every portion, so 68 times 2 will give us 136. It means to say that in total, those who are wearing glasses are 136. Now what's the question? How many female are wearing glasses? A while ago, the question is very clear. It mentioned that 72 male wear glasses. So if in total, there are 136 students who are wearing glasses, and 72 of those, okay, 72 of those are male, the remaining are the female. So it's gonna be here 64, and that is the final answer. Okay, this one you can just rewind the video. I know this item here is quite confusing. Okay, next, please read first the question. By the way, for this one here, I will just write the formula. This is geometry question. Now, the formula for the surface area of a cone is written as A is equal to what? Pi r times r plus square root of h squared plus r squared. This is like Pythagorean. This one. Okay? Now, if you will solve for this, so area, again, pi is 3.14 according to the problem, the estimate. Then the r, what's the r here? The r, the radius is 5. This is 5 plus, okay. So what's the value of h? Okay, take note here that it says that the sector radius is already 15. This one here, actually, this portion here is already the what we call the sector radius portion. Okay, so if that means if our sector radius is 15, this should be 15 here. So it's now A is equal to, forgot something, times r, right? This one, the r. This is gonna be also 5 times r is 5 again plus 15. Again, the sector radius, it's 15 already. And then this is gonna be 3.14 times 5 times 20 is 100. That leaves us with a surface area of 314. This one. Again, this is a geometry question. Next one, 39. Please read first the question. Okay, so this one here is about Venn diagram. It says there that 78 students likes baseball, and 96 like soccer. And among them, 59 like both. What you do here is you always start with a common. That is 59. So you put here 59. The 59, it means they love both the baseball and the soccer. Now, it says here that there are 78 students who like baseball. So if there are 78, take note this 59 here is already part of that 78. So how much more do you need? Okay, if you do subtraction, that is 19. It means to say that this portion here is 19. Again, why? Because if we will add 19 and 59, that will be 78. Again, that's the total number of students who likes baseball. Okay, now the other one, 96 likes soccer. What do? Is 96 minus 59. You will have here 37. Now, this one here is 37. Sir, why? Because in total, those who like soccer should be what? 96. If you add this, that's still 96. Now what do you do here? How many students in total likes baseball or volleyball? When you say baseball or volleyball, you just have to combine all of them. Okay, so when you add all of them, we will have a total of what? 115. Next, 39. You can read it first. You can pause the video. Again, I'm sorry, I'm skipping the reading the question already because it will save time. Okay. This one here, consecutive odd numbers. So actually, there are different ways of writing odd numbers. So for example, if you started with 1, by the way, you see odd numbers, example of these are 1, 3, 5, 7, right? You keep on adding. The pattern is you keep on adding 2, right? So if you will represent that using a variable, that will be like what? If you start with n, the next term is going to be n plus 2. The next is n plus 4. N plus 6 like that, because their difference is always 2. You're always adding 2. However, the other way of doing that is you can actually start with the middle. Let's say, okay, these are the first 3 numbers, right? First 3 consecutive odd numbers is the first one. The other one is what? If you start with the middle, that's your n, it means to say your next term here is going to be n plus 2. But your previous term will be n minus 2. Again, because the difference between each consecutive term in a consecutive odd number is 2. Now, I prefer using this one here because here's the thing. It says there that the sum of 3 consecutive odd number. Let's say I use here n minus 2. I use n and n plus 2. It says that when you add them, all of them, what's the result? 417. Now, here's the thing. If we will combine all of this, n plus n plus n, that's going to be 3n. But if you will combine negative 2 and positive 2, that is cancelled, right? So this is equal to 417. Now, if you will divide both of them by 3 by 3, now we have here n, sorry, it's 417, should be equal to 139. But is that the question? The question is find the smallest. So if, again, now we didn't use this one, use the second one. So if n is 139, it means this is 141 and this is 137. Now the smallest should be 137. Are you very good here? Next, 41. Okay, read it first on your own. Okay, so I hope you're able to understand the problem already. Again, you can pause first, but let's answer already. So this one here, it mentioned that she rides the bus and also subway. So for the bus, she rides 2/5 of the time or the distance, right? That's for bus. And then, now if you have 2/5 already covered using bus, it means to say you have a remaining of 3/5. However, on that remaining distance, the 3/5, 3/4 of that, you rode a what? What did you rode? You have your a subway, right? 3/4. Are we clear? Now, the other portion here is the remaining, right? Okay. Now, just analyzing this one. So, this portion here is going to be 3/5 times 3/4. That's going to be what? 9/20. Are we clear so far? This is, again, 2/5. So far, we're good na. We're already able to cover 2/5 the distance. And then, 9/20. Okay. So far, those are the two parts you're able to cover. Now, it says here that the remaining distance is what? 1.8. So it's going to say, if we will add this, let's just add this first. So we'll have here 2/5 plus 9/20. The best way we can do this one is, let's transform 2/5 into a fraction with denominator 10. Or sorry, 20. What do you do here? Times 4 times 4. It's going to be 8/20. If that's the case, isn't it easy to combine them? It's going to be 17/20. What does it mean? It means to say that the 17/20 portion of the total distance was already covered. Now, you have still a remaining of 3/20 of that distance x. Okay? Because we don't know yet the exact distance. Now, it says there that the remaining distance is 1.8 kilometer. This is going to be your working equation. We have here, we just copy 3x/20 is equal to 1.8. What do we do? Is to multiply both sides by 20/3. By 20/3, we can cancel the 20, the 3. X is equal to, okay, 1.8 divided by 3 is going to be 0.6 times 20. That's going to be 12. So x here is 12, and that's already our final answer. Because that's the total distance. Okay? Good so far? Okay, next one. 42. Read first on your own. Again, you can pause the video if you need to analyze further. Okay. This one here is actually quite an advanced topic. Anyway, so we have here a ball. Okay. Okay. So it says that if we start here with x, it says that the next one, the next height that will be traveled here, the height only is going to be x/3. Okay. Very good so far here. And then, or simply, okay, I guess it's easier to follow if it's like this, because it says there that the next bounce will be 1/3 as high. So if your first jump is x, this is gonna be 1/3 x. The next one times another 1/3, that's gonna be 1/9x. And then it's gonna be 1/27x. It says there that after hitting the ball or the floor for the fourth time, it stopped moving already. 1, first hit on the floor. 2, 3, and 4. So we stop here already. So Now, the total distance traveled is 160. It means to say, okay, by the way, analyze, ha? This 1 over x here, it's only the bouncing back. This 1 over 9 here, it's only the bouncing back. Bouncing back only. What about now this portion? This portion, this portion. Take note that you will have this later on in your grade 9. This is also 1/3 x. This is also 1 over 9x. And this is also 1 over 27x. Okay? That means to say that this is gonna be what? X plus this is what? 1/3 plus 1/3 is 2/3 plus 1 over 9 plus 1 over 9 is gonna be 2 over 9x. This one times 2 also. It's gonna be 2 over 27x. And the question so far is equal to what? 106. That's a given. Now, to work on this one, what we can do is to apply LCD method or LCM. We will multiply using the LCM. And LCM here is what? 27. Okay? So both sides multiplied by 27. We will have here instead 27x plus 27 divided by 3 is 6 times 2 is 18. So 18x, second term. 27 divided by 9 is 3 times 2 is what? 36x. Lastly, 27 divided by 27 is 1 times 2 is 2 equals 106 times 27. That, okay, that one, we will not solve it yet. I'll just put here 106 times 27. Now, if you will add here on the left side, 27 plus 18 plus 6 plus 3 plus 2, it's gonna be 53x is equal to 106 times 27. Okay, so how do you solve for x here? Divide by 53. Divide by 53. I didn't simplify yet the 106 by 2. I mean by 27 because we can actually do cancellation here. Cancel. X equals this one here. 106 by 53 is going to be what? 2. And 2 times 27 is 54. Okay? It means that the total distance traveled is what again? 54 meters. Sorry, the height of the building is 54 meters. That's the question. Sorry, I'm a bit sleepy already. Okay, we're almost there. 43. This one. Okay, this one here is, it might be a bit confusing. Okay, and also, this one, I actually tried this a while ago. There might be different ways here of solving this one. I mean, there are different possibilities, but it will just have the same answer. Read first the question. Okay, it says here, from the problem, we can actually have the idea that if you win using rock, using scissor, and also using paper, you will have different points, right? If it's rock, you have 1 point, scissor 2 points, and paper 3 points. Okay. Now, let's say what we do here is, let's say, okay, this also mentioned that Helena, these are the plays of Helena, okay? Now, it mentioned that Helena, they played 10 times, okay? And then it also says that Helena How many? Okay. So if the person won, okay. No, this one on the bottom. If there are no games with a draw, no draw, there's always a winner. How many steps did Joy take if Helena has 4 more steps? Okay, what do we do here is this one. Let's this down. Let's make it a way that Helena won all the game. Let's see. So what does defeat scissor? That's gonna be what? Paper, right? This is rock, rock, rock. Scissor. Scissor defeats what? Paper. Rock defeats scissor. Paper defeats rock. Again, scissor defeats paper. This is rock, rock. Okay. Now, considering that one, considering those, that all the time, Helena won all of them, we'll have here 2 points. Again, I'm coming from here, okay? If you've been using scissor, you have 2 points. By paper, how much do you have? 3 points, 3 points, 3 points. Okay. By scissor, you have 2 points. Rock, 1 point. Paper again, 3 points. Scissor, 2 points. Paper, 3 points. Paper, 3 points. Okay. So in total here, how many do we have in total? It's gonna be 2 plus 3, 5 plus 8. Oops. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 3 is 8, plus 3 is 11, plus 2 is 13, plus 1 is 14, 17, 19, plus 3 is 22. Sorry, I get confused with that. Now this should be 8, sorry, 8, 11, 14, 16, 17, 20. Okay, it should be 26, like 26 points in total. But out of those 26, Helena, actually this one is only an estimation, only an estimation, because there's gonna be something weird here that's gonna happen later on. If you will take out here 4, you will have 22. Sir, why did you take out 4? Because I reserved already 4 points for Helena. Okay, I'm considering that Helena won 4 more than Joy. Now it means to say we still have 11 more games. Sorry, 11 more points for each other, because 22 divided by 2 is gonna be 11. Okay, so what do you do here? Again, now this one here is only an estimate, So, okay. Okay, so this one here, actually, what you have to make sure is, what I did here is, I did also trial and error. Again, this one, by the way, has different ways of different solutions. Okay, you can just have do estimation, but it will just have the same result. Okay, what happened here is that I just gave Helena this one, the 2 points. Okay. Also, I gave her this one. This one here also. This one and this one. How many points that in total? We have 2. We have 1, 3, 3, and 3. In total, that should be what? Now, the others, the rest, we will give that one to Joy. Let's see what's gonna happen. So, if this is paper, how is Joy gonna win? If she has what? Scissor. Scissor. You also have scissor here. And then this one here using rock. And then this one here also using rock. What's gonna happen is that if we did that one, we're gonna win here. If it's scissor, right, you have 2 points. 2 points, 2 points. The rock is 1 point, 1 point. Okay. Again, you can disregard this one here. What's gonna happen is that if you total that one, that is 8 points. Okay. Again, this one here, you can just do manipulation of points. Okay. If you still have further question on this one, you can just let me know. Okay, you can just approach me face to face. But I just did here manipulations of like transferring points. Okay, you can do that one. But in the actual, if you will solve this kind of problem, you can just answer this at the last part already. Okay, because this will consume a lot of time. For me, I guess I did this for like 3 to 5 minutes like that. So it will consume time. Okay. So this is what happened. So what happened here is Helena won 12 points and Joy 8 points. So she has what? 4 more steps. So it's gonna happen that what? The other player, Joy, she has what? She has 8 points or 8 steps. Okay. Okay, again, read first the question. You can pause the video, please. Okay, this one, what we do here is we put label A, B, C, D, E. Okay, what's gonna happen? Excuse me. It says here that if we will add 4 numbers in the same straight line, okay, let's say we start with this line here. That's gonna be B plus C plus 1 plus 5 is 6. Okay. They will just what? Always have the same result, right? Oh yeah, same result. And then we also have here, what else? Say C and D. So we have here C plus D plus, we have here C plus D plus 7 plus 3 is gonna be plus 10. Okay, next, the other one, we have here D and E. So D plus E plus 9, right? Because 4 and 5. Next, we also have C plus A plus, where's that? Why C plus A? What am I doing? Again, this is the B plus C. Next, this one, C plus D. Next one, okay, D plus E. Next one, we also have okay, this one also, E and A. So we have E plus A plus 8. And then lastly, we have this one. We have there A plus B plus 7, right? This is 7. Again, all of this here, they are all equal. They all have the same value. Okay? And actually, if you analyze them, say for example, we check on these two here. Okay, let's try subtracting that one. We will try that one. Let's say we subtract from top to bottom. So a minus a cancel, and you will have here e minus b equals 8 minus 7. That is 1. Okay, one more. Let's try here this one. Let's subtract this. So we have here e minus e cancel, and then d minus a is equal to 9 minus 8. It's 1. One more. Let's say we have this one here. D minus d is cancelled. C minus e. C minus e is equal to 10 minus 9. That is also 1. So what I'm just trying to say here is that the difference between each of the number is actually just always 1. Okay? And take note, the numbers used here are only numbers 1 to 12. Okay? That means to say actually, if their difference of these numbers here are just 1, okay, from each other, mean to say that these numbers here, A, B, C, D, E, they should be what? Somehow next to each other, consecutive, because they just have a difference of 1. Sir, can I use here 7? No, 7 is used already. Sir, can I use here instead like, let's say 2? No also, why not 2? Because if you will use 2, you will use 2, 3, 4, 5. The 3 is here already, 4, 5 are here already. The only possible way here that we can have the answer is what? We use 8. 8 is possible, right? 9, 10, 11, and 12. Again, 1 to 12. Their difference here is just always 1. Right? That's the one we can analyze there. And then, that was the question. Actually, it's not asking for the value of A, B, C, D, E, right? It's just asking for the sum. So these are your 5 numbers. Just add them. And that's going to be 50. Okay? Next. 45. Okay, this one is going to be a bit time consuming. But what I did here is what? Okay, by the way, you can read first the question on your own first. Now, what I did here is I list down possible pairings of numbers that are divisible. Okay, let's say what I did here is I started with, let's say, the bigger numbers first, okay? Of course, this is just involving two numbers, okay? And then also, take note, this one here is exact numbers when you do the division, and also don't repeat the same number, okay? So we have here, let's say 86. You can form 86, right? Using these two numbers. Now, where is 86 divisible to? 86 is definitely divisible by 43. Can you form 43? Yes, using 3 and 4. Next. Can you form 84? Again, I will start first with 8. We cannot do 88, okay? Let's say 84. 84 is divisible by what? Divisible by... Sir, can we use 42? No, because you're going to be using the same number already. You will duplicate 4. Okay? Now, what can we use? We can use here 21. Aside from that, also take note that 84 is also divisible by 12. Okay? What else with 8? You also have your 82. That is also divisible by what? 41. Okay? Anything else for the line of 8? No more. So we only have 4 there. Next, line of 6. Can we have 68? Yes. Where is 68 divisible to? Of course, 34. We can form 34 here. Next. next to 64. Can you form 64 here? Yeah, we have 64. That's divisible by 32. What else? 63. That's divisible by 21. Right? Can you form 62? Yes. That's divisible by 31. What else? We have here 48. That is divisible by 16. And also, 48 is divisible by 12. Again, the one we're forming here are just the numbers coming from here. What else do we have? 46. That's also divisible by 23. Right? 36. That's also divisible by 18. 36 is also divisible by 12. Then we also have here 32. That's divisible by 16. And then, say we have 28. You can form 28 here, right? That's divisible by 14. And then we have here 26. That's divisible by 13. That one. So I just tried to a little bit fast forward, but the thing here is that you list down here. Sorry, I cannot find any shortcut here, but the thing here is that you have to form numbers here that when you do divisions, it's exact. There's no remainder. How many is this? How many are this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. The answer here should be 16. Okay. Next, 46. This one here is a very interesting question. Okay, so this one, rectangle. You cannot have this kind of shape. Sorry. You cannot have something like this. Okay, that's not possible. It's only rectangle. You know rectangle, right? Okay. So what we do here, we can start. Analyze first. By the way, sorry. You can pause the video first. I'm sorry if I'm not anymore reading the question. I'm just trying to save time. Okay, done. I hope you're done reading. We can start here. Right? Because in this one, there. That's 6, right? 6, there are 6 boxes. Okay. Or small squares. Next. Now about this one here. Is it possible? Yes. Right. Sir, can we do again? Can we do, sir, like this one here? Yeah, it's also okay. But be careful, there's a 3 here. Okay. Now, maybe the best way we can start also is with this one. The 9. Okay. Because it's not possible you can do 9 like this. That's not 9. That's only 8. Right? So the only way we can do 9 is through this. Are you very good here? What else? Now, if that's the case, it means to say, circuit the 3. Can I do the 3 like this? Definitely no. That's 4 already, right? The 3 could be only like this or like this. We'll find out in a while. Now let's start. Let's continue first with a different figure. Okay. Okay. As you can see here, we also have here a 4. Okay. This one is another 4. Okay, take note that one. Now, this one, I will put here the 6 already. We're good with that so far. And it's possible because this one here, it's 3. There are 3 boxes there. We're good so far. Now, if that's the case, this one here, the 4 should be something like this. Now, the 8, let's double check. Is this 8? Yes, it's 8. So far, we're correct. Now, what we have here is this. Definitely, this is the B. And also, this is our A. So for A, how many boxes are there? 5. For our B, there are 3. The question is what? product of A and B. So 5 times 3, that is 15. Okay, next one. Okay, you may pause first the video. You can answer first. You can answer first on your own. Analyze the problem, please. So in this one here, Chloe, she gave her marbles, okay, to what? To Felix, also to Evan. Okay, it says here that Felix has 4 more. That would mean to say that if Evan got X, Felix got X plus 4. Are you very good so far? And then Chloe gave the remaining half of the marbles. Okay. Half of the remaining marbles to Grace. And then it says here, this is very critical, Grace had 5 fewer marbles than Felix. When you say fewer, in Tagalog, mas maonte. In other words, she's like 5 less than Felix. So if Felix got X plus 4, if you will do 5 less of that, that's gonna be X minus 1. It means to say that Grace got X minus 1. Okay. Again, na take note, this is half of the remaining. So that would leave us with the idea that the remaining is just also X minus 1. I will repeat. Okay. Initially, she gave to Felix and Evan, right? And then, she gave to Grace. Now, what you gave to Grace is 5 fewer than Felix. This one is going to be X minus 1. But take note, this is half of the remaining. So, mean to say, whatever you have here for Grace should be the same as the remaining because you just what gave half of the what you have a while ago. Okay. Now, what's the question here? If the sum of Chloe's remaining marbles, okay, what's the remaining? The remaining is X minus 1. And Evan, where's Evan? Evan is X, so plus X is equal to 77. How many marbles did Chloe have at the beginning? Let's solve first for X. This is gonna be X plus X is gonna be 2X. We have minus 1, 77. What do you do? Transpose. 2X equals 78, right? Divide by 2, divide by 2. X is equal to 39. Right? But that's not yet the answer. The question is asking for the original number of Chloe's marble, okay, from the beginning. So, this one, all of these are Chloe's marble. If you combine that, that's gonna be what? That's gonna be X plus X plus X plus X is gonna be 4X. 4 minus 1 minus 1 is gonna be 2. Is equal to, now, the X is gonna be 39, right? So we have here 4 times 39 plus 2. That should be 4 times 39 is gonna be 156 plus 2. It's gonna be 158. That would leave us that the total marbles of Chloe from the beginning is actually 158 marbles. Okay? We're almost there. Okay. The next one here, again, you may pause first the video, analyze first, read first on your own. Okay. Let's answer already. This one here is actually involving some logic. Okay? And analysis. Sorry, I'm murmuring already. I'm a bit sleepy. Anyway, so number 48 already. So, okay. The one that gave me here the idea of their positioning is the second sentence. second statement. It says there that Alex is second person behind Jamie. Okay, there are only 3 rows here. So the only possible way to make that statement true is that what? Jamie should be here at the first line. He is the first line, the first row. The second row, third row. The only possible way is that Jamie is in front, the first row, and then Alex is here at the last row, the third row. Because when you say second, behind, like 1, 2, okay? 1, 2, like that. Because if you say someone is like behind you, that's like directly at your back, right? But second behind, second person behind, so 2 jumps. So now, going back with the first question, it says, so again, Alex is at the back one. So Owen is third person to Alex left. So it means to say that Alex and Owen are here at the back. Okay? And also take note, there's already an instruction here that don't be confused. This is like on their perspective, this is the left side. Okay. So definitely we're not gonna involve this one, and this one, and this one, because these are the choices, okay? They cannot be our given. So that one, okay, let's analyze. If this is, can this be, again, now let's disregard, by the way, the images, the genders. If this is Alex, now this is your left, okay? And third to your left is Owen. 1, 2, 3. Can that be Owen? No. Okay, that's the possible answer. A, B, C, and D, those are like the answers. We're not gonna use them. So it's not possible that Alex is here. Okay, so we can assume maybe Alex is here. If we will go 3 to the left, again, this is their left. 1, 2, 3. It's possible. So that is Alex, and this is Owen. That means to say that this is Jamie. Because the problem says that, okay, the second one, it says that Alex is second person behind Jamie. This is Jamie. Alex is behind. 1, 2. Second person behind Jamie is Alex. Next, third one. Daisy is second person to Jamie's left. So Jamie's left is here. So second, that means to say we have here 1, 2. That means to say that this is Daisy. Okay. Now the last one, Morgan is third person to Daisy's right. Where is Daisy's right? Daisy's right is here. Okay. Third person on Daisy's right. 1, 2, 3. This is Morgan. Now what's the question? If Taylor is behind Daisy, so this is gonna be Taylor because Taylor is behind. Where is Taylor's location? So location of Taylor is option D. That one. Okay. 49. Okay, this one is a very challenging question also. But the analysis here is that, okay, you can read first the question, by the way. You can pause the video first, analyze first on your own. And if you're done, just continue the video. Okay. The analysis here, everyone, is that it says here that same colored figures are not adjacent and same shape figures are not adjacent. Okay, that means to say circles cannot be next to each other Squares cannot be next to each other. Also the reds, this cannot be next to each other. The blues, the yellow, they cannot be next to each other. Are we clear? So the only possible way here is that in terms of figures, okay, we have here six figures, right? And so you have here circle, square, circle, square, circle, square. This is the only possible arrangements. Although you can still convert that or transform that into what? Square, circle, square, circle, square, circle. Huh? There you go. Okay, now there are three colors: red, blue, and yellow. So R, B, Y. Again, same colors cannot be next to each other. So R, B, Y, R, B, Y. What else? Again, this one, I'm just considering that red goes first. So R, what else? R, B, Y, R, B, Y. This is the different arrangement, right? Because of different shapes. Also, I'll repeat that one, 2. I will just repeat that because isn't it's also possible that if you will start with red, instead of blue first, you can have yellow, blue, R, Y, B. And one more. This one. So, R, Y, B, R, Y, B. So if we will always start with red here, there are how many possible ways? 4 ways. And you can do that actually for 3 colors. You can start with also with yellow and blue. Again, R, B, Y, right? There are 3 ways. So for the red, you can have 4. Also the same thing with the others. You can have 4 arrangements. That's why in total, that's gonna be 12. Again, the given here is that what? Um, no same shape next to each other, no same color next to each other. Sir, how come again? There's another 4 per blue, another 4 per white for the yellow because you can start with blue. I mean to say, okay, let's also list it down so that you won't be confused. Although I know you're quite confused already. I'll follow the same pattern here. Okay, let's say we started with blue. Blue, red, Y, yellow. B, R, Y, B, R, Y, B, R, Y. Again, these two are different, okay? Because they have different shapes. Now, you still started with blue, but you can do first yellow and then red. So B, Y, R, B, Y, R, B, Y, R. So far, nothing there is being repeated. But again, as I told you, this is for red, this is for blue. Same thing with yellow, you will also have 4 arrangements. Okay, you will just have 4 arrangements here. Are you pretty good? I'm not gonna show anymore the yellow, but again, all of them will just have 4 arrangements each. That's why we have 12 here in total. Okay, and the last one, you may read first the question. Now, when you say cross-section here, it means say which of the following figure here or shape will actually fit. Okay, like all of their sides will hit the inside or all the inside corners of this figure, of this cube. Okay, and actually to explain this one much better because, I mean, okay, let's just try first. Let's say triangle. You can draw here a triangle, right? Like this. This triangle can hit all of the sides. Okay, let's say we have this figure here. Say we have a square. Okay, definitely a square here will fit all the sides, right? Cross section. Now, to better illustrate this one, I already prepared here an answer. This one. So these are all the possible shapes. So definitely, the triangle will fit. Okay, same thing as this, the rectangle. This one here. Okay, same thing also as this parallelogram. Okay, this one here is the parallelogram. It will also fit. Same thing as this trapezoid, as shown here. It will also fit all of the sides. And then, what about the kite? Yes, the kite will also fit that one. Of course, definitely. The square a while ago. This one here so far, it cannot fit because it has 5 sides. So it's like, if you will put that one inside, at some point, there is like one side or at least one that will not touch, okay, the inside of the cube. What about, sorry, it's possible pa lang this one. I get confused already. Here also. Then this one. What's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The hexagon. Except for these two only because they have too many sides. Sorry, I get confused a while ago. That's gonna be a total of how many? That's gonna be 8. So the answer here is letter B. And that's it for the part 2 of your Elmore Reviewer. Okay, for another question, please. I know this one is gonna be a bit quite confusing because I didn't really focus on reading and explaining more the question. I just focused on answering. But I hope this one will help you understanding the questions. Okay? Thank you so much. Bye-bye.